All right, Patrick Kennedy. Thanks very much for seeing me.
Oh, it's great to be with you.
Well, let me ask you about your work in mental health and mental illness issues. And tell me about that, first of all, and then how does it dovetail with your joining the board here at Bradley Hospital?
Well, I believe that every human being deserves to be treated with dignity. My uncle, President Kennedy, fought for civil rights because it was an insult to treat people as on the margins of society because of their skin color. When I was a congressman, I was proud to add a new chapter to civil rights, which was the addition of the Mental Health Parity and Addiction Equity Act, which I was proud to sponsor, champion, which became law in 2008. In essence, we can't marginalize anybody in our country. And we certainly can't marginalize people not only based upon their color of skin, but based upon an immutable characteristic of their brain health, which if it were treated this way for any other physical illness, everybody would be outraged, right? So if you didn't treat people with dignity who had cancer or diabetes or heart disease, people would be outraged. Well, we're only starting now to sense people's outrage, that people are treated on the margins of society because of the brain illness that exists in their brain, which in historical sense has always been something that has been marginalized because people don't look at it as a physical issue. But we're learning because of Bradley, because of Brown, Butler, other great institutions here in the state, that these physical illnesses of the brain should be treated with the same medical urgency as every other physical illness. And the cause right now is to treat the traumatic brain injury and post-traumatic stress of our soldiers. And just as our military helped desegregate this country prior in another period in our nation's history, I think that adequately treating our American heroes the way they need to be treated with dignity and respect will necessitate a change in the way we view brain-based illnesses.
Have things changed since the Parity Act has come about?
Well, we haven't even seen the full regulations implementing mental health parity put together yet. So, yes, things are changing, but we need to keep working to make those changes. Not only the law of the land, but the practice in implementation. So that's what we're working on now.
Now, I understand you met with the Bradley board this morning, met with some of the staff. How did that go?
Well, Bradley is loved here in Rhode Island because it does the most important thing any of us could care about, and that's take care of family members, and particularly our children. So Bradley Hospital has a great reputation for being there for children in the state. Bradley schools, Bradley homes, and the Bradley Hospital. So I'm very honored to be part of this great family, is what they really are here, because they're all part of taking care of family in Rhode Island, which is our children in our state.
In speaking with the CEO, Mr. Wall, a minute ago, he said that they feel very lucky to have you and hope you can bring some of your connections to bear to help the hospital.
Well, in the years that I was a member of Congress, I built a very powerful Rolodex of knowing all the principal people and decision makers in the field of health, and particularly mental health. So I think I'm uniquely poised to put to that advantage that I bring Bradley Hospital and helping them realize the potential of all these contacts that I have developed, really in large part because of the confidence of the people of Rhode Island. So I look at this as a continuation of my service to the people of Rhode Island.
Do you intend to join any other boards, corporate boards, for example?
Right now, I'm honored to be part of the visiting faculty at Brown's and also with their affiliate here at Bradley. And I'm selectively choosing what I want to spend my time on now that I have a greater choice as to what I can spend my time on. And of course, this has been a passion of mine my whole life, and I'm very thrilled that Rhode Island has a great area of expertise in the area of mental health treatment And Bradley is at the top of the list for the best provider in this field that I've found in my whole work nationally. And I want to bring the Bradley message to the rest of the country.
What's the message?
Message is, if you want the best treatment, best evidence base, Bradley is there to help. Bradley knows how to do this. It's been doing it longer than any other place in this country. And it's got the best people. And if you want the best, look to Bradley as an example.
The news release they put out announcing your joining the board here lists your residence now as in New Jersey. Is that a permanent move for you, do you think?
Well, you know, my home is Rhode Island. Obviously, there isn't a person here in the state. The state loves family and community who can understand the fact that it's important to be with family. And right now, I want to be supportive of my wife, who's a school teacher, whose daughter and rest of the family is in New Jersey. So I want to be there for them. But that doesn't mean that I'm not always going to be working for Rhode Island, and this is an example of what I want to continue to do to serve the people that were always there to help me, and it's something that I'm always going to be fighting for our state, whether in a public role like I was or a private role like I am now. I'm going to be working for Rhode Island for the rest of my life.
So how is family life?
I love it. It's you know, it's terrific to have a personal life, and it's not something that's always conducive to having a really good personal life while you're so on demand in public life. But I feel like I have an opportunity now to live a different kind of life than I've lived in public life. I have a chance to have this personal life, and I'm relishing it. And you know, at the same time, I want to stay involved, and I'm doing that through ways like this, to serve on a great board of a great organization here in not only Rhode Island, but I think in our country.
Instant fatherhood. What's that like?
Yeah, well, it was a package deal. I really lucked out. I married, you know, Amy, and I got Amy and Harper together, so I'm definitely a lucky guy.
Has Amy taken your name? Or does she intend
Yes,
to?
yes. You know, it's, you know, I'm living my life trying to be supportive with her because it's a team effort, and so we're there where she teaches school, and so it's a team effort.
I feel I need to ask because you led such a public life for so long, and you really had a very unique skill set. Do you intend to support any candidates, perhaps campaign for President Obama's re-election or anyone else's re-election?
Well, you know, I managed to successfully pass the Mental Health Parity and Addiction Equity Act because people didn't see it as a partisan issue. So I'm going to campaign for the politics of parity, if you will, in research on brain sciences, and parity in the treatment, like I did in Congress, and implementation of services for people suffering from mental illness as a physical illness. And I believe that I can work with Republicans and Democrats alike. And I think that, frankly, our veterans, you know, they're not Democrats, Republicans, they're Americans. And the signature wound of the war is traumatic brain injury and post-traumatic stress. Those are issues that need to be addressed, and by winning it for the veterans, we're going to end up winning it for every American who has been marginalized because of their brain-based illnesses in the past.
Right. That sounds like a no. You're not going to be involved in partisan campaigns?
Listen, I know that you can still be a good partisan and also work in a bipartisan fashion. So my dad was a great example of that. You know, big standard bearer for the Democrats, but always willing for the national good to cross party lines and work together with Orrin Hatch, McCain, Grassley, all of the Republicans when it came to doing our national interest. And I'm looking forward to doing whatever it takes to advance Rhode Island's cause and the cause of mental health and neuroscience.
You chaired the Democratic Congressional Campaign Committee, raised a lot of money for candidates, and probably one of the more successful campaigners for the DCCC.
Well, like I said, I'm going to be bringing a great Rolodex, and I'm going to be bringing it to benefit a great organization like Bradley. And I made my legislative career working on these issues, and now I'm going to make my personal and private life be a continuum of that effort to fight for these issues. And Bradley is a great example of the best in treatment opportunities for people who are suffering from autism to all brain-based illnesses that affect principally children, because this is a child and adolescent hospital, but for their families, because everybody's part of a family, as I'm learning now.
I think you're co-hosting a fundraiser for Sheldon Whitehouse soon. And that, along with joining the board here, sort of signals you want to maintain a somewhat public profile. Do you feel there's a balance, that you can strike a balance between that and the very public profile that you
Well,
have?
I've spent my whole life, professional life, working with my friends and colleagues here in the state, and I care about this state, and I want to continue to work for it. And I think I have an opportunity now to continue to help a very important Rhode Island-based organization in Bradley Hospital. And so I have a commitment to this state for the rest of my life, because Rhode Island was there for me, and I'm always going to be there for Rhode Island.
How's your mother?
She's doing well, and I'm going down to my brother's 50th birthday party this weekend. All my family was down there for me at our wedding just a few weeks ago, and I've been enjoying the fact that I can spend more time with my family these days, and that's a great benefit to not having to do politics all the time.
Since the wedding, do you feel that you're getting more of a private life now?
Well, it's a balance. Obviously, I care a lot about these issues, and that's why I'm working on them still. But I'm also, have a different pace in my life, which is made possible by the fact that I don't have to be part of the rat race in Washington.
Patrick Kennedy, thanks very much.
Thank you.